Hi, everybody. Welcome again to Ivy English. I'm Bruce.
I'm Angela.
And I'm Wesley.
It's the beginning of October, and we're kicking off this month with a couple short articles for you. First, we'll be reading this one. Deadly Everest Season Raises Questions.
中文标题是圣母峰登山季11死引发质疑。
Now, what did I mean, Mr. Wesley, when I said kick off this month?
It meant that you were kicking the month in the tush.
I would if I could. But...
Yeah, kick off 在这也是开始的意思啊，这个好像跟足球有关 football, right? It has something to do with the football.
Oh, possibly.
Yes,
Yeah.
It does. If I knew anything about American football, I know that at least one thing. You start the game by kicking the ball, and that's the kick off, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
所以好像就是开球那种感觉，第一球踢出去，好，所以 kick off 可以表示开始的意思。
Okay, we just have the one long paragraph here. Please listen carefully, and then we'll go back to review it. Following one of the deadliest seasons on Mount Everest, the Nepalese government and guides are questioning whether changes need to be made concerning who can climb. There were 11 deaths in the 2019 climbing season, a brief window of time limited to April and May. 9 of those fatalities occurred on the Nepalese side, primarily due to overcrowding and too many inexperienced climbers on the mountain. In the past, deadly seasons on Everest were mainly due to storms, avalanches, or earthquakes. Now people are questioning whether permits to climb the mountain should be limited or whether climbers should be required to meet a certain mountaineering standard. Nepalese officials have agreed that the rules need to be revised, but have not proposed what those changes will be.
All right. So, I don't know if you've seen any articles about this, but there was a while I kept seeing articles about this on the internet, and one picture from the articles really struck me. It was a photo that somebody took with their cell phone of a line of like 60 or probably maybe minimum 40 hikers all in a line along a ridge to get to the peak. They're all waiting. And like you can't get down if there's people lining up on the way to get up. And somebody saw that and they're like, well, that is an example of mismanagement on Everest. And I just thought, and inexperience. But meanwhile, I just thought, wow, wow. So, following one of the deadliest seasons on Mount Everest, our article begins with this, the Nepalese government and guides are questioning whether changes need to be made concerning who can climb. So, there was... In 2016 or earlier, there was a big earthquake and a big landslide. A bunch of people died. But despite there being no natural disasters, whole bunches of people died in 2019 and 2018. And it's making everyone go, is this a good idea?
Okay. So this following, I have a question for you. Does this following means after? Does this imply that this deadliest season has already ended?
Yeah, it's in the wake of, like a boat goes by and the waves are disturbed after.
Okay.
That's the following we're talking about.
Okay, 所以这个 following 就是在什么什么之后哈，就好像是 in the wake of， 就是在什么事件之后，那个 wake 就是后续的意思。所以在这个 one of the deadliest seasons 最致命的 deadly 就是致死的 fatal 最致死率就是死亡最高的这样的一个季节之后啊，那这个死亡的季节是在哪里呢？是在这个圣母峰。那在这个之后呢，尼泊尔的政府他们还有Guides 在这里指的是向导，那指的就是当地的向导，他们正在 are questioning， 他们在质疑啊 question 在这里不是发问题，它这里是质疑的意思啊 to throw doubt upon 或者 regard something as doubtful， 所以他们在质疑 whether 是不是 changes need to be made， 是不是需要做一些改变 changes need to be made， 那哪一方面的改变呢？哪一方面的这个 changes 呢？是 concerning who can climb。 concerning 在这里是个介系词，就是 about 或者 relating to。所以关于 who can climb 谁可以来爬山这件事情，我们是不是在这方面要做一些改变呢？
There were 11 deaths in the 2019 climbing season, a brief window of time limited to April and May. So we find out that the climbing season lasts only about 2 months every year. In April and May, the weather is less unfriendly to climbers than during the other months of the year. Still, 11 people died trying to climb to the top of Mount Everest.
好，那我们这里看到他说有11个死亡的事件啊 ，11 deaths 在2019的 climbing season， 就是这个登山季。那这个2019登山季就是圣母峰登山季呢，这是个 brief window 啊 ，window of time。window 在这里是 a gap in the schedule 通常是这个 available for some purpose， 所以有这么一个短短的一个时机 window of time 就是时间上的窗口时机。所以2019的登山季是一个很短的一个时机 ，limited to 它是限制有限于 April and May， 所以一年大概就是4月跟5月可以有这么一个小小的 brief window of time 让你登山。那看到这里我们就很确定前面那个 following 就是在什么什么之后的意思，因为现在这个早就过去了，4月5月早就过去了，所以这个登山季结束之后他们就开始考虑说我们是不是应该做一些改变呢？
What people might not realize about people dying on Everest is that the dead bodies stick to the mountain literally. They glue themselves to the mountain within hours of dying. So once they're there, they're almost impossible to move out, which means that dead bodies are just there for everybody to see for 20, 30, 40 years.
Wow.
So it's not just like they died and that's sad. They died and their bodies are a significant problem.
这个地方就是 Angela 讲到，其实 Angela 刚刚也有提到说，他有一张照片，可能很多人看到过，就是在这个圣母峰那登山的那个，很多人有人拍下一张照片，就是大概有几十个人在那个登山线上面呢，就排成那个零线上面，就排成一列，等着要登到上这个顶峰。那你就觉得很奇怪，在那么偏僻的地方，天气那么冷，那么一堆人就在那边排队等着他们要上这个峰顶。那另外一个呢，就是刚刚 Angela 是提到，其实如果在登山途中，在圣母峰那么冷的地方，如果你这个人往生的话呢，其实几个小时之后，你的尸体就会等于就粘在那个雪地上面，所以那里的尸体很多都是10-20年就在那边的，所以只要到那个地方，你可能就会看到那个尸体。好，那所以他们要想办法要处理这个问题。
Okay, so none of those fatalities, none of the deaths that happened occurred on the Nepalese side. You know that the mountain is split into two sides. One side is owned by Nepal and one side is owned by China. And the side that's easier to go up is the Nepalese side, so everyone goes up there. And that's why the Nepalese have made kind of an industry out of helping people go up the mountain. And so the reason why most of the fatalities occurred on the Nepalese side is that's the side everyone goes up on. And it's the cause of these deaths was due to overcrowding. There's just too many people on the mountain. And also too many inexperienced climbers, literally people who have never walked up a mountain in their life. They've spent their whole life in cities are like, yeah, I want to do Everest and I can just pay money and someone will take me up. And so they're just coming and they have no idea how to act and take care of themselves. And even if you're being guided by somebody who's gone up the mountain several times, like many of the Sherpa guides are, in fact, it's very easy to die because the air is so thin and there's so many dangers.
没错哈，在那么高的山上会有高山症空气很稀薄那所以没有经验的人去那里爬山实在是非常危险的事情。就算有经验的人我们之前也看过新闻，像有一个雪巴的向导，他非常有经验，他不知道登了10几次了，结果还是不小心也是因为高山症他就上升了。那还有之前有一些登山专家也是爬过几次了，那世界高山都征服过了，可是也在那里一不小心你可能就会冻死或者是高山症。所以这里讲到说这些 fatalities 就是死亡的事件a fatal occurrence 或者是直接指 deaths。 所以他这里讲到说有11个人死亡，那其中有9个人呢是发生在 occurred， 这个死亡是发生在尼泊尔这一边。那这个山分成它有2边，一边是中国的，一边是尼泊尔。那尼泊尔这边呢比较好攀爬，所以很多人都从这边爬上去所以大部分9%是在这个地方死亡的。那 primarily 就是 mainly 主要是 due to 因为 overcrowding， 因为人太多了，所以你在那边排队等着登山的时候可能就冻死了或怎么样。然后呢还有太多的 inexperienced 就是没有经验的 climbers on the mountain。
In the past, deadly seasons on Everest were mainly due to storms, avalanches, or earthquakes. We just heard about overcrowding and inexperienced climbers. There are also some natural events that happen on a mountain, storms that we would call blizzards, B-L-I-Z-Z-A-R-D, B-L-I-Z-Z-A-R-D. That's simply a snowstorm. Avalanches is when an avalanche is a huge amount of snow and ice falling down from a mountain and crushing everything in its way. And of course, we all know in Taiwan what earthquakes are. Those are also very dangerous if you're climbing a mountain.
所以他这里告诉我们说，在过去 in the past, deadly seasons 就是死亡率和致命的这些季节，在这个圣母峰上的致命季节呢，主要是 due to 因为 storms 就是这个暴风雪blizzard， 或者是 avalanches 雪崩或者是地震 earthquakes。 那这里其实意思就是说，过去在上面死亡多半是因为这些自然因素，但是现在呢有一些人为因素进去了，例如说 overcrowding 或者是 inexperienced climbers， 他们现在也成为死亡的因素了。
So now people are questioning whether permits to climb the mountain should be limited. A permit is just like permission, basically. You have to apply and someone stamps it and goes, yes, you can. So should we limit the permits? Limit the number of people who can go up per year? Or another idea is whether climbers should be required to meet a certain mountaineering standard. Like you have to prove that you know what you're doing on a mountain through some sort of standards.
好，所以现在人们在质疑 people are questioning whether 是不是我们这个 permits to climb permit 就是许可证，当名词重音在前面，如果是当动词 permit 重音在后面，这里是名词，所以要念成 permits。 所以许可证，登山许可证 permits to climb the mountain， 要爬这个山的许可证 should be limited， 是不是应该有所限制，或者是 whether 我们是不是要让这个 climbers 让这些登山的人 should be required to 必须被要求 be required to 要 meet a certain mountaineering standard， meet a standard 或就是符合某一个标准，所以要登山的人是不是要符合某一些 certain 某一种 mountaineering 就是登山mountaineer 是指登山的人，跟 engineer 很像这个一个 near 就是指这个人，然后呢 mountaineering 就指登山，所以登山的人是不是必须要符合某种登山的标准，你要爬过什么山，要有什么体能资格等等的，大家在考虑这个问题了。
Nepalese officials have agreed that the rules need to be revised. If we revise things, we change them, hopefully for the better, but have not proposed what those changes will be. So the officials in Nepal responsible for giving out permits and so on, they agree. It is dangerous and more people are dying. That's not good. But they have not yet decided or given publicized what changes might help save lives for the Mount Everest climbers.
所以尼泊尔的这些 officials 官员，他们同意 the rules need to be revised. Revised 就是修订，他们同意这些规则规定必须要修订，但是他们还没有 proposed， 他们还没有提出 what those changes will be， 那些改变会是什么样的改变，就是修订的时候所做的改变是什么改变，他们目前还没有提出。
Okay, let's turn to the next page, page 6. Now we'll look at TCM inclusion in WHO report stirs controversy.
那我们看到中文的标题是世卫首度认可中医地位掀争议，掀起的争议。
Now, TCM stands for Traditional Chinese Medicine, and WHO stands for World Health Organization.
所以 TCM 就是传统中医，然后 WHO 就是世界卫生组织。
Okay, I'll read through the paragraph here and then we'll go back sentence by sentence to explain them for you. In May, the WHO's World Health Assembly added a chapter on traditional Chinese medicine into its global medical compendium for the first time ever. This significant change was praised by TCM practitioners, but raised concerns and criticism from many other groups. Scientists and doctors have challenged the WHO's decision to include traditional medicine in its influential publication because of the potential toxicity of some herbal remedies and the lack of proven effectiveness of treatments. Some of the controversy regarding TCM's inclusion in the global report stems from the use of animal organs in certain medications. Animal rights activists worry that more widespread acceptance of TCM treatment will further endanger animals like rhinos, tigers, and bears, whose bones, blood, and organs are valued in TCM remedies.
Okay, so in May of this year, WHO's World Health Assembly, which is they're a body within WHO, and they make decisions on things, and then they publish their decisions. And they decided to add a chapter on traditional Chinese medicine, or TCM, into their Global Medical Compendium. A compendium is a collection of, could be things, could be information, but usually it's information in a book. And it's a set of information about global medicine or medicine around the world. And they included traditional Chinese medicine for the first time ever, which is significant.
所以在5月的时候，世界卫生组织他们的世界卫生大会 World Health Assembly added 他们增加了一个 chapter 一个章节，这个章节是关于什么呢？ A chapter on traditional Chinese medicine 就是 TCM， 这个章节是有关于传统中医的。那这个章节加到哪里去呢？ Added a chapter into 加到它的 global 它全球的这个医学纲要叫做 global 它的 medical compendium compendium 中文我们把它翻成纲要。那但是这件事情的重要性是在于它是 for the first time ever， 就是有史以来第一次，那个 ever 就是强调有史以来，所以 for the first time ever 就是有史以来第一次，他们把中医加到了这个全球医学纲要里面去了。
This significant change was praised by TCM practitioners, but raised concerns and criticism from many other groups. Anything that is significant is important and meaningful. This change, adding the traditional Chinese medicine into the approval of the World Health Organization, of course, was praised. The TCM practitioners, this would be the doctors and other people who work in that field, they said, yeah, this is great. But the inclusion or the addition of TCM into the WHO compendium raised concerns and criticism. Some people were worried and some even criticized this decision to include TCM to approve of TCM throughout the world.
This significant change, significant 是重大的意思 ，important 或者是 worthy of consideration。这个重大的改变 was praised by 就是受到谁的赞扬？谁的赞扬呢？受到 TCM practitioners 中医的职业者，就是这些中医师 ，practitioner 就是正在职业的这些人，所以他们当然受到中医师职业的中医师的这个赞赏赞扬。但是呢，它同时也 raised， 它也引起了 concerns 一些担忧，还有 criticism， 还有一些批评。从哪里来的担忧，哪里来的批评呢？ From many other groups， 很多其他的团体提出了一些担忧，提出了一些批评。所以中医当然觉得很好啊，那其他的人团体呢就觉得这个不行，就批评他了。
So where are these concerns and criticism coming from? Well, it's scientists and doctors who are challenging the decision to include traditional medicine in its influential publication. If something's influential, it means that it has an impact on other people. Like when Bruce says something, everyone's like, oh, I really should consider that.
That must be true. And significant.
Anyway, so influential means people will listen to you. So the WHO's publication is influential. And scientists and doctors are like, hey, why are you including this in this publication that's going to influence many people? And their concerns are some herbal remedies are very toxic. This is kind of disingenuous because a lot of Western medicine is also very toxic. So, okay. But also their concerns are that there's a lack of proven effectiveness of treatments. And again, I turn to you. I want to point the finger at Western medicine again. This is also true of a lot of Western medicine that is nevertheless in use. But anyways, these are the concerns that are brought up.
所以呢是科学家还有医生啊，这一指是西医，他们 challenged， 他们挑战WHO 的这个 decision 这个决定啊。那这决定是什么呢？ A decision to include 要纳入 traditional medicine 传统医药放在它的 influential 具有影响力的 publication， 就是指他刚刚那个是全球医学纲要，他们觉得把它放进去，这个他们挑战这个决定。为什么呢？因为 the potential 就是潜在的 toxicity 就是毒性 of some herbal remedies 有一些草药的药物 remedies 就是药物啊药方啊或者治疗方法啊，所以他们觉得有一些草药应该是潜在的是具有毒性的。同时还有 the lack of 缺乏 proven effectiveness 就是有经过证实的效果 of treatments 就是中医的治疗效果是经过证实的，所以他们认为说这没有经过证实，而且有一些这个草药是有毒性的，所以他们觉得说你不应该把它放到这个全球医学纲要里面。
In addition to this potential toxicity of some of the remedies and the lack of proven effectiveness, we find that some of the controversy regarding TCM's inclusion in the global report stems from, means to come from, or arise from, the use of animal organs in certain medications. Our organs are like our stomach and heart and lungs and so on. You cannot take those out of an animal or a person and have them still be alive.
That's not the point. The point is that medicine is made from these animal organs. Mm-hmm. Yes, and then the animals are killed for these medications.
Exactly.
Yeah, 所以他说有一些争议哈 ，controversy 就是争议，关于这个TCM 中药的 inclusion in the global report 就是把中医纳到这个全球性的报告，也就是全球医学纲要里面。这个争议呢，有一部分是 stems from 就来自于 the use of 来自于中药使用 animal organs 动物的器官在某一些 medications 里面啊，所以这个是主要的一个问题。
See, I feel like this is a more valid concern.
Mm-hmm.
The sentence says, animal rights activists worry that more widespread acceptance of traditional Chinese medicine treatment will further endanger animals like rhinos, tigers, and bears, whose bones, blood, and organ are valued in TCM remedies. The reason is that if this becomes a widespread market, that means the black market will also expand, and there's also lots of pressure on certain endangered animals.
没错哈，那这个前面我们讲到他那个没有经过测试，没有经过证实，这一点呢，还不是最大的问题。但是这一点，接下来我们要讲这个就是很重要，就是因为有一些中药是由动物器官所制成的，所以呢，这些 animal rights activists 就是动物权利的这种倡议人士呢 ，worry 他们担心 more widespread acceptance 更广泛的接受 of TCM treatment。就是如果中药受到更广泛的接受，更多人相信中药的话呢，那这样的一件事情将会 further 进一步的 endanger 就危害到 animals 一些动物。什么样的动物呢？ Animals like rhinos 犀牛 tigers 老虎 bears 还有熊，因为这三种动物都有东西会入中药，那他们的 bones 他们的骨骼他们的血还有他们的器官呢 are valued 受到重视在中医的治疗里面，所以这可能是问题。那可能接下来可能就会这些动物会进一步受到危害，那可能黑市会变得很猖狂等等的，这些问题倒是需要注意的啊。但是至于中药的疗效，我想大家可能都有经验，就有些东西中药真的是比西医还要更好。
Okay, that's it for our 2 short articles for today. Please tune in. We'll be here whenever you're ready. Till the next